All right, everybody, welcome to this new thing that I'm doing here on the channel that I'm calling Not So Silently Cooking.
I bet you've never heard this guy talk, and you've probably watched 100 of his videos.
If you're a real fan, you've watched all 100 episodes, which you can watch in this playlist right over here.
Wait, did you really reach 100 episodes?
I reached 100 and then I stopped. Me and my friend Nick here are going to talk about the last episode that we just shot. And we made pizza. We made 4 pizzas here today.
It's crazy. I mean, like, we really blasted these out.
It's a lot of pizza.
Yeah.
We did a New York style pizza, Margarita, a broccoli and mushroom with like a white garlicky sauce. And then this one right here is kind of my flagship. I like this one a lot. It's fig and bacon and gorgonzola with caramelized onions underneath.
We've been shooting for about 8 hours on this one. It took forever, even with the 2 of us.
Yeah.
We gotta dig in. Which one do you want to start with?
Yeah, I am ridiculously hungry. I would like to start, I think maybe with the New York style. Is that cool?
That's the perfect start. I mean, you can't go wrong with a New York style pizza. Okay, I took a huge bite, so I'm gonna be like...
I am nervous because I want you to like this because I know that you have pizza making in your family.
My dad used to own a pizza shop, so my whole life I have been blessed with, you know, going to my dad's and making pizza, and every single pizza, I don't know how he does it. There's no pizza compares, but you know what? I love the char. It gives the crust a nice little kind of character to the flavor. You know, I said when we were making these pizzas, I was like, you know, my dad, he usually goes pretty light on the sauce. I gotta say, I probably could have added more sauce.
A little more sauce.
Just a little bit more sauce.
Okay.
The dough is perfect. I like it. I really like it.
Really? I'm really interested that you said that about the dough because with me, I'm actually really unsatisfied with this dough. I wish that I could have presented you with a better dough.
How could you have done any different?
I don't know if it's because it's winter here in the Northeast and my house is incredibly dry, but this dough was way drier than I've ever made it before.
Drier.
Yeah, so like in the recipe, I go with a 55% hydration dough.
How do you factor that?
You take the weight of the flour that you're gonna use, and then you multiply that weight by 0.55 or 0.65. So like if you want to go with a 55% hydration, so this one, 600 grams of flour, and then I multiply that by 0.55. I think that the number that you get out of there is 330 grams. That tells you how much water to put in.
And now just for the viewer, right, like we're not talking volume, it's weight.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Get a scale and do some math. It's fun. So like for this one, I think that I'm right about that. It was 600 grams of flour and 330 grams of water. So for the uni, because I need to discharge it off of a peel and I've had it stick because it was too wet, I like to err on the side of caution, and I like to go with a drier dough. So this one, I thought I made way too dry. And
I think it holds up, but all right, now that I'm like finished the slice and got to the crust, oh man, I don't even want to say it because it's fucking rude. I'm getting like Lunchable style.
Oh no.
No, it's not that bad. It's nowhere near like that. But
it is a little crackery though.
It's a little crackery.
Yeah, because it was so dry. I think if I had to do it again, I would have noticed that and made it wetter. I would have put more water in some way.
Now, if you're like looking to make this kind of pizza at home, you're gonna follow Coop's recipe. If you don't wanna go through the process of making your own dough, what can you do?
I'm just super lazy. I mix my dough until it comes together, and then I put it in the refrigerator for like a day or two. If I'm understanding the science of it, the gluten forms by the activity of the yeast, as opposed to the gluten forming from kneading for like 10 minutes or whatever.
See, I'm even lazier because I would suggest going to your local pizza shop, and it's what, like $3-4 a dough.
Yeah.
That's my method. I don't have.
It's a good method.
I mean, you know,
it's a good method because like there's a conversation around that, right? Because like I'm not making my own cheese. I'm not growing my own mushrooms. I'm not slaughtering my own pigs and making my own. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with not making your own dough and just picking up dough from either your local supermarket or if you know a good pizzeria near you and asking them for some dough. I think that's a great way to do it.
I've been burned by supermarket dough. I exclusively hit the pizza stores. I don't know, I had a bad time once. I think they like added 4 times the amount of salt somehow.
You should try making your own dough. It's wicked easy, dude.
I think I've done it a few times. I'm just lazy.
I know where you can get a recipe. silentlycooking.com.
You know what? We had a red pizza. Let's go white pizza. We'll do the broccoli, mushroom. Here, grab a slice of that.
When
This
you
looks
say
fantastic.
white pizza, do you immediately say like, oh, this needs to have like a bechamel sauce, or am I okay to call this a white?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
A white pizza to me, just don't have red sauce on it.
So this is a white pizza.
Unless it's like a barbecue chicken monstrosity.
Yeah. The base is just olive oil, crushed garlic, a little bit of thyme, and my claim to fame is some lemon zest. Because like, I feel like lemon zest just belongs in pretty much everything. One day I made this pizza and I put lemon zest in that oil base and I fell in love with it, and so I do it every single time. This one is definitely a favorite in my house.
There's something gritty in this.
I think it's
that the uni?
I think it's the broccoli. I think the broccoli was a little dirty. Yeah. It's some dirty broccoli.
You don't have to include that part.
I've given you dirty broccoli and I've given you dry dough.
Oh, man.
Can I bring it back?
It's the broccoli.
It's the broccoli.
Oh.
It's dirty broccoli.
Who did this?
Me.
Where'd you get this broccoli? In the back dump?
Yeah.
You know what? Besides the grittiness of
Yeah.
the texture.
This is an earthy
What
piece.
is that, sand? You mix up the
my
sand
God.
salt. Yeah, it's really bad.
Oh my God.
I heard that.
I'm not gonna eat that anymore.
It's honestly not edible.
No, it really isn't. Wow.
That sucks.
I want to talk about that a little bit. How many times have you cooked in your house and like made something that you just can't eat?
I don't know, I'm a really good cook. I power through bad food. When I eat, I'm like sustenance eating, and I'm like, whatever. It's not that bad.
Yeah,
That's unfortunate.
That is really.
You get that from
really
the store?
unfortunate. I got it from the store. Yeah, the local grocery store.
They must have
where-
dropped it on the ground and just put it right back on the shelf.
Must have. That's a real bummer, isn't it?
Well, you know what? I had a couple bites. It tasted good. Besides the grittiness.
Besides the grittiness, I was really, really happy with the flavor. But this does make me think a little bit about like when I try something with cooking and I fail, right? Because like I fail all the time when I'm trying new things. Sometimes I just fail if I'm just not paying attention. Or in this case, I guess just not washing my broccoli.
No, I saw you wash the broccoli.
But what you got to get over is that like if you screw up, it's like, okay, I'm on to the next one.
I'm on to the next pizza. We made 4. We
Which
busted
actually,
our...
can I bring this back? Oh, this is a crispy one.
Ooh,
Yeah.
look at that. Nice char on the bottom. That's the uni signature char.
So that's why I'm happy with this one. I'm happy with the softness of it. I'm happy
Right.
with the char on the bottom. It's how I like it. Let's try.
Okay. Okay.
Good.
That is a very fresh take on sauce. All right, so I'm gonna go appearance first, right? It's orange.
I think it's that color because all the tomatoes that went into this sauce are from my garden. So these are all cherry tomatoes. I took every single one of them, cut them in half, and I have this method where if you just take a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes, put them down and put your hand down. You gotta be careful, but then just run a knife down. You'll cut a whole batch of cherry tomatoes in half very, very quickly, as opposed to going cherry tomato at a time. Anyways, I just put them in a pan upside down, cut side down, roast them at like 450 degrees until the skins start to blister, and then let them cool down, and then the skin just pops right off, and then you just blend them. You put the sauce down, put a little salt on top because there's no salt in it, and then you just bake it, and it's delicious.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
This is a favorite of mine.
This is a solid pizza. I've always been a big fan of margaritas. Simple, easy. I mean, you whip this up together in like 2 seconds.
I'm also not afraid to hide the fact that we made this pizza like an hour ago. So I kept this one warm. I think it dried out a little bit more, but I'm still happy with how it came out. I think it tastes really good.
Would you say that this style of pizza is like the go-to style for the uni?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really know if I'm using the uni the best way possible. Maybe the best way is to crank it up at absolutely as high as it can go, and then you're cooking your pizza for like 30 seconds. I find that I always burn it. So what I did was I let that sit on absolute high, as high as it can go for 20 minutes to preheat. Then I turn it as low as it can go. That's what I bake on, which is still way hotter than my oven. And then these pizzas cook in like 2 minutes for each one, maybe, was about what we were hitting. For the oven, I turn that thing on as high as it can go, 550 degrees. Pizza stove's in there. I let that pizza stone stay in there for an hour. And then, because I'm not good at sliding a pizza off of a pizza peel, I actually take the pizza stone out. I put the dough on top and then I build it on the pizza stone very carefully because I don't want to burn my hands.
Because it's a hot stone.
Yep. And then I just put on some oven gloves and put that into the oven and then let it bake. I think I did that in Silently Cooking before. If I haven't, I'll probably do it again because cooking pizza like that in the winter is great because it heats up my entire house.
Yeah, and maybe we'll do a pizza my style one day. All right, that's 2.5 pizzas because of one of the failures. I am still very hungry, and that's a good thing because I want to be hungry when I taste this for the first time. Tell me about what's on that.
I'm not a genius. I did not come up with this pizza. I've had this at restaurants before, but this is caramelized onion for the base, fig, bacon, and gorgonzola. I think like the fig, bacon, and some kind of cheese I've seen.
Fig brie I've seen.
Fig brie,
right.
Yep. I've seen like bacon apple before.
Bacon apple. You took a risk. You are, not everyone likes gorgonzola. Fortunately, I love gorgonzola, so I'm gonna bite into this and I'm gonna see what it tastes like.
This one I'm nervous about. I want you to like this one.
All right, hold on. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This one's good, right?
We should have just made 4 of these.
Yeah.
Because this is. Wow.
Yeah, I f***ed up. I should have made just 4 of these.
Honestly, gorgonzola is tough for some people, but you don't get like a heavy gorgonzola on this. Maybe it mellowed when it started to melt and kind of cover all the rest of the toppings. It's sweet. It's the caramelized onions as well.
Yes.
And that's the base, right?
That's the base. It's bringing a lot of sweetness. I specifically like to use Marsala wine.
Yeah, tell me about how you put that together. Because I'm actually tasting the wine.
Yeah, this one came together years ago when I wanted to do a pizza with a base of caramelized onions because I love caramelized onions.
I never thought that would be possible until this.
I tried it once with, I remember it was caramelized onions, like a regular mozzarella, and olives. It didn't work. It was too salty. The olives were too briny and too salty and they didn't really work. And so I thought that there would be enough sweetness in the caramelized onions and I think that it needed a little bit more. So I thought that maybe blue cheese could get there. And then fig and bacon and blue cheese, like I said, I've seen it at pizza places before and I was like, well, let me try that with a caramelized onion base. And I know it's been done before. It has to have.
I was gonna say the fig gorgonzola combo was gonna be the star, but the Marsala wine with the onion base, and that was so simple, right? What did you do? How'd you put that together?
You cut up onions, you cook them for a little bit till they get caramelized with a little bit of salt. You deglaze with Marsala wine until it's like a thickness that you like. Spreadable. I just wait until it's there, kind of like a jam. I just keep cooking them and cooking them and cooking them and cooking them until they're really, really dark, really caramelizing.
So, how do you come to that solution? You're like, I'm gonna make a broccoli mushroom white pizza or oil-based pizza.
Right.
How do you think it needs a citrus? You added lemon to it? Where does that factor in?
I think that happens with just doing it a whole bunch. So kind of like photography or music or any hobby that you have, you just do it so much that you know what you would like to see. So with this one here, I had made a sauce that was just garlic and oil. I was like, I want a pizza with just garlic and oil. And then I was like, I'd like something with a little bit more tang to it, but I don't want to just put lemon juice, so I tried lemon zest. And the lemon zest was a real big hit and it just worked. I just wanted to try something and it worked. And a little piece of the puzzle, I think, is like I've seen it done somewhere. I know that I had to have just noticed it done somewhere in something that I was eating, or I literally just saw it on a menu and just logged it in my brain.
I've definitely had broccoli with a lemon, you know, like lemon juice. You just squeeze a lemon on there when you're preparing it, saute it up, and that little citrus goes a long way. And it kind of like brings me back to the way my grandma would make the broccoli rabe. You'd always put a little bit of like citrus in there, and it really like changed the bitterness of the broccoli.
So yeah, the answer to your question is like just doing it, right? It's like how do you get there? You get there by just doing it and failing and succeeding and referencing things that you've done before and trying different things. And so yeah, like I'm not gonna claim that these are like 100% unique pizzas. I know that I've come across these flavors in my past, and I'm trying to duplicate things that I've heard and, you know, tasted in the past, and this was my way of getting there, and it works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work.
You know, as I'm eating this, talking about the flavor and why you decided to put this pizza together, why don't we just talk about why we decided to put this video together?
Yeah.
Because it has to do with that, right? I mean, no one ever gets to hear you explain, you know, what resulted in the food that you make.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that when I do these videos, they've always been photography first, because that is what I am by trade. You and I know each other from working in local news here in the Albany area, like more than a decade ago.
We worked together. How long have we been in the news industry? Well, I'm still in the news. You're out of the news for like the last 7 years, 14
I was doing
years.
silently cooking at those times, but...
and he never let me help because I wasn't good enough.
Nope. Had to wait until you won some Emmys.
Literally just finished a whole documentary, and then I get a text.
Hey!
We did kind of meet the other day just to hang out, and we were talking about what?
It's interesting because like I had sent you a text and you were like, yeah man, I'd love to shoot some of these. We come over, we did a little pre-production meeting and chatted, and we both got to the same part in the conversation very quickly where we both realized like, oh, we both like want a little bit more out of creativity in photography.
Right.
We realized that silently cooking is the way that we can both grow creatively, the two of us. So we're going to continue to bring silently cooking to you guys, what we're calling Silently Cooking Classic, and these not so silently cooking discussions where we break down what we do and why we do it.
And you can hear our nice, soothing voices for the first time.
And we're so good on camera.
Yeah, this is really my first time on camera, but this is actually kind of fun. I should change my whole job, I guess. Maybe I should be like a reporter next.
And we talked a little bit about this as well, where you know, we both wanted to grow in different ways, whether it's coming on camera or getting better at writing, getting better at photography. Well, in the past, silently cooking was always a way that I wanted to get better at photography, but I always wanted to have complete control over it, right? Like I wanted it to be a product that I could call my own. But the thing is, over the years, I've noticed in myself that the best art that you can create is collaborative art, right? I really love that. Making something with other individuals who can challenge you, work with you to get to places that you didn't think you would get to can be way more exciting than just being in your own little creative bubble.
Right.
You know, I mean, it was great for while I had it. I had full creative control of silently cooking, but I wanted something to grow a little bit more, and that's what this is going to be. Silently cooking is going to continue into 2026. We got some big plans to keep this coming, and I do have to say, working together is way easier than doing this by myself.
Even though it was an 8-hour shoot, we did make 4 pizzas. There was a lot of steps involved. I don't think we can bite one of these off again, but for you guys, we wanted to come back so strong with 4 pizzas minus, I guess, this one, but you don't have to worry about that. I'm sure you'll get the good broccoli.
Oh yeah. Some people will never watch this. They're never gonna know that pizza is a complete failure.
Oh, that's right. So I guess, I don't know, don't watch. I think working together has always been my thing. Like I'm a huge collaborator. I get to work with you on something to not only like just do it, but really try to improve it.
Right.
There's so much more we can do with 2 sets of hands.
Yeah.
After doing this, I don't understand how you did all this before, because I would have gotten through one video and been like, yeah, I'm good on doing this project ever again.
I don't know how I did 100 of them. It's wild.
All right, so if I guess any of these slices of pizza survive tonight. By tomorrow, when you pull these out for lunch, what are you doing with the leftovers?
I'm glad you asked. It's tomorrow, which is today for me now, and I want some pizza. This is how I like to do my leftovers. I get a cast iron pan on my burner here, and then I put in a little bit of olive oil and just wipe it around with a paper towel. And I'm not really sure if it's exactly hot enough just yet. I like to wait until I just barely start to see whiffs of smoke, which I think that's about as hot as I want it now. I'm going to turn off the heat, and then I'm going to take the pizza, and I'm just going to place it into the pan, then cover. Sometimes I'll leave this on the heat and let that cook for like a minute or two. For today, I turned off the heat, and I'm just gonna let the heat of the pan cook the pizza and kind of like steam it a little bit. And then sometimes I'll take off the top and let the bottom cook just a little bit more, put it back on the heat, and then I eat it. And the other way I like to do it, I'll do with this New York style cheese. So after this one is done, and actually I did turn on the heat for 1 minute to let this warm up a little bit, and it looks like that. The cheese is melted, the bottom I bet is nice and crispy, and then I just put this on a plate. And we're gonna do the New York one. This one, cheese side down. Weight on top. And for this one I am going to turn back on the heat, like medium heat. I'm gonna let that cook for a couple of minutes and you'll see what it does. And while those New York slices cook over there, I'm going to eat the Margarita pizza that heated up in the pan. And kind of always hard to show on a video, but the crust is nice and soft again. The bottom still very, very charred. I like it very, very charred. And it's even more charred now because I heated this up in a cast iron pan. And great way to heat up pizza. And the other way, which is yelling at me right now. Now I'm not entirely sure if I can do this with one hand, but we're gonna try. Fish spatula, it's the greatest tool that I have in my kitchen. And then you just get under there. Oh yeah, this is coming up just fine. And give it, oh yep, that's exactly what I wanted. I do like to give it a flip and let it cook on this side too, because the bottom is kind of soggy now because it was kind of steaming. So then I just turn it over. I'm gonna turn off the heat and just let the heat of the pan crisp up the bottom, and then I'm gonna eat this other slice. Now, I think this is gonna be too hot to bite into. So, yeah, that's too hot. Give me a second. Okay, that's enough time. I'm hungry. So this is what the other one, cheese side down on a cast iron pan. The cheese gets super, super crispy and delicious, and it's really, really good. Thank you guys for watching this. I really, really appreciate everybody watching Silent Cooking for the last decade. There's more to come, and Inko and I working together, we're gonna be bringing you some really, really great stuff. Subscribe, check out the Patreon, and thank you guys for sticking with Silent Cooking for so long. We're really looking forward to doing more. I cannot believe. I
literally couldn't take one more bite. I was like about to try to finish it.
I cannot believe. You can probably hear it on the microphone.